Okay, I've just got the van here jacked up. The axle stands are placed under the leaf spring mounting component, and we're going to remove the brake caliper, and we're going to remove the shield from the disc, and this is the side that I haven't removed all the parts yet. Here's just a shot of the rear axle with the brake and the disc removed. I've just got the axle sitting there. You can remove it. It's massive, it's heavy, there's a little bit of oil that's dripped down. Right, so this is the entire axle. I can't even fit it all on the camera. It's gigantic. We've got our brake cleaner. We've got our wire brushes. Here's all our parts. The brake's been dismantled. Remember to keep the pieces separate, the right hand side and the left hand side. Okay, after a lot of work, we've got the calipers looking pretty clean. We've got the shields looking pretty clean. And I tell you what, if you're going to do this job, make sure you've got plenty of brake cleaner, because you go through cans of it. You go through so much. It's actually, it turns out to be a bigger job than what you think. These things take a long time to clean and to bring them back. It actually takes a lot of work to get all the brake dust and dirt off it. So it is a pretty big job. All the parts are pretty clean now, and it's time for a coat of paint. So this is the red paint that I'm using, and all the parts hopefully should come up looking good, and then we'll reassemble. I think it takes about 3 hours to dry once you apply this, so I've got to have a bit of time before everything's reassembled. But hopefully it should come up good. But yeah, this is a pretty dirty job, and it takes a lot of brake cleaner to get the parts looking good. These are only the back two brakes. I haven't even thought about starting the front two, and it's another experiment to see how good I can get this looking. Okay, so we've got the backing plate painted, and we've reinstalled it. It's looking pretty fresh. I've just given it 3 coats of paint, the red caliper paint. Okay, so we've put the disc brake on, and you're wondering why I haven't painted the hub. The disc is probably going to be replaced in about 6 months' time anyway, so there's no point painting the hub if I'm just going to replace it soon, and I'll probably refresh everything with another coat of paint, but it does look good. There we go, the caliper is back on, and the job's getting close to finish. I just got to bleed the brakes, and it did get a bit dirty and a bit greasy when I was putting it back together, but you know, it can be wiped off. But it does look pretty good. Comes up clean. And here's just another shot of the other side of the car. You can see that it's a bit dirty reassembling the parts. I painted the calipers and left them 2 to 3 hours, and then just put everything back together again. But I think that you should paint everything and leave it overnight at least. That way the paint isn't still sticky or anything like that, and you get brake fluid everywhere. And those of you that know that when you get brake fluid on everything, it's not good on the paint anyway. So lucky for me, I'm actually going to replace the discs and renew the calipers in about 6 months from now, so everything's going to get another coat of paint soon. But it was nice to pull everything apart and just see how easy it was to paint these calipers. So there you go.